No, Vivek Silas. Vivek Silas, not one word from the Andolan of Samvidhan Bachao, not one word against the Congress party's candidate and what he says about the constitution, number one. Number two, all the time the charge is that the Prime Minister is being communal. I want to ask you about the communal agenda of the opposition as well. Your party in 2012 wanted Muslim reservations. They even wanted, money to be given to minor girls from Muslim community. Why not girls only from Muslim community? Why not from the Sikh community or the Jain community? They are minorities as well. My question to you is vote bank politics the only politics that we will see in this country one way or another?
First of all, very good evening to you, Navika ji. Let me talk about Goa first. Captain Verito Fernandez, I think you should have read his tweet after that. He talked about, even in his speech, what he said. Today he said that the Prime Minister and the Bharatiya Janata Party has twisted his statement. He also talked about Goa. The unemployment ratio in Goa. He also talked about a Bharatiya Janata Party minister who is involved in gold smuggling, and the Bharatiya Janata Party is taking no note of that. We should talk about that as well. Right now, GVL Narasimha Rao was talking about guarantees. Yes, Mr. Rao, I would like to say what guarantees Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave to the country. He said by 2022 the farmers' income would be doubled. Every Indian will have a house of his own. In 2040, what not he promised about jobs, about LPG, about dollar, about smart cities, about bullet trains. What has been fulfilled? Today, unemployment and inflation is the biggest issue in India, and the country is going to vote for that. After the first poll of voting, Navika ji, let me tell you, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Honorable Prime Minister is in a panic mode. They know at the end of the day, they are losing the elections. They are not coming back to power in 2024. Maybe he might come to as a leader of opposition. No problem in that. But it's game over for the Bharatiya Janata Party, what we think. Because the downtrodden, the people who have been suffering, the people who have been always, especially the farmers and the youth. We have seen a lot of paper leaks all over India, especially in Uttar Pradesh. The youth is under a lot of resentment from the Bharatiya Janata Party, the new voters, especially people of the age of 24 to 30 who are seeking for jobs. They are not going to vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party because this appeasement politics, as Prime Minister has always talked about, Shamshan Kabristan, Eid Diwali, 80-20,
और
this
आप
is not going to work.
नहीं पर आप अगर मुस्लिम रिजर्वेशन कहें, if you say 30,000 will be given to Muslim girls for education and weddings, then that is definitely not Hindu Muslim. Only what the BJP says is Hindu Muslim. Tushar Gupta, please respond.
Good evening, Navika. Good evening to all the panelists. To Mr. Silas, first of all, it's Rahul Gandhi who's missing in action from the last 2 days. It's Rahul Gandhi's constituency that votes later this week, and he's disappeared. He's not seen in the campaigning scene. The Prime Minister is campaigning across India. So let's be very clear about who's actually in panic mode and who is not. Number two, Navika, December 2006, then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh says minorities, particularly the Muslims, must have the first claim on resources. 5 years later, December 2011, the Congress, then in the center, comes up with an idea for a minority sub-quota of 4.5%. Now, why is December 2011 important? It was 3 months ahead of the state assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh in 2012. For the next 2 years, the then Congress government keeps arguing its case before the Supreme Court or keeps waiting for a hearing. They do not get that. Yet in 2014, Jan and Feb, they make a last-ditch attempt before the apex court to push for the minority sub-quota because the elections are upon them. This is not minority appeasement. Nevertheless, let's come to Rahul Gandhi's argument of wealth redistribution, because the Congress is angry as to why are we linking it with the redistribution to the minorities. आपको संपत्ति भी चाहिए लोगों का, आपको संविधान की बात भी नहीं सुननी. आप राहुल गांधी के ट्विटर टाइमलाइन पर जाइए, since Mr. Silas said about Twitter, and this point concerns your party as well, sir. राहुल गांधी के ट्विटर पे आज एक वीडियो है कि 1 रुपया जो अडानी को जाएगा मैं वो 1 रुपया किसान को दूंगा। तो आप एक उद्योगपति से बैंक उसको कर्जा ना दे ऐसी पॉलिसी लाएंगे, ठीक है, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता सारे उद्योगपति अपने कारोबार बंद कर देंगे या देश से बाहर ले जाएंगे। आज अडानी है, कल कोई छोटा कारोबार होगा, कल कोई छोटा उद्योगपति होगा, शायद उत्तर प्रदेश का उद्योगपति हो। फिर आप कह रहे हैं कि हम लोगों का एक कास्ट सेंसस कराएंगे और सब कास्ट के बेसिस पर एक मैपिंग होगी जिसके बेसिस पे एक अफर्मेटिव एक्शन होगा। ये कांग्रेस के मैनिफेस्टो के पेज नंबर 7 पर है। कांग्रेस के स्पोक्स पर्सन को मेरी दूसरी दलील, आप कह रहे हैं कि हम अपॉर्चुनिटीज की बात करें, पेज 29 कांग्रेस मैनिफेस्टो का पेज 29, इट सेज suitable policies will be devised for wealth and income. If you are worried about the opportunities, equity and opportunities, you would have spoken about income. Why are you speaking about wealth? That's my number 2 question. Navika, finally, this is something that concerns us all. This is not a state assembly election. This is not an MCD election. It's an election which concerns Mr. Silas as much as it concerns me, as much as it concerns you. So when the PM candidate of the opposition says that हम उद्योगपतियों से पैसा लेकर किसानों को देंगे, आप कब तक देंगे? एक पॉइंट पर उद्योगपति देश से चले जाएंगे, फिर आप लोगों की संपत्ति के लिए आएंगे, आप उनके पैसे के लिए आएंगे, आप उनके घरों के लिए आएंगे, आप उनके स्त्रीधन के लिए आएंगे। ये क्या बना रहे हैं? भारत को आप कम्युनिस्ट नेशन बनाएंगे कि स्टेट ओनली विल गिव and the state will only decide who has how much? Rahul Gandhi wants to create, or his version of India, going by what he's uttering in the campaign, is worse than the India of the 1950s, 60s and 70s. It's worse than most of the communist nations that have ever survived on this planet. And yet no one in the opposition, no one in the Samajwadi, Mr. Silas, आज अगर राहुल गांधी कहते हैं कि अखिलेश जी के परिवार को भी इस रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का हिस्सा बनना होगा, आपको बनना होगा, आपको अपनी कमाई हुई संपत्ति रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट करनी होगी, क्या आप उसके हक में हैं?
रिस्पॉन्ड। देखिए नाविका जी, मैं बता देना चाहता हूं, कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो मैंने भी पढ़ा है। जिस तरह से प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बोला मंगलसूत्र ले लेंगे, घर के गहने बिकवा देंगे, तो ये काम तो प्रधानमंत्री जी पहले 2016 में कर चुके हैं। नोटबंदी में क्या हुआ था तुषार जी?
तो
जो मैं बोला नहीं था, तुषार जी प्लीज, मैं बोला नहीं था। जो महिलाओं ने नाविका जी अपने घर में पैसे बचा के रखे थे रेनी डेज के लिए, उनको भी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने काला धन कह के बाहर निकलवा लिया था और नोट बदलने में मजबूर लाइन में लोगों को खड़ा कर दिया था। और महिलाओं ने उस समय, सच्चाई है कि अपने गहने आधे रेट पे बेचे थे अपने घर चलाने के लिए। और यही काम हुआ था जब कोरोना का क्राइसिस आया था, ऑक्सीजन खरीदने के लिए मोदी जी ने महिलाओं के गहने तक बिकवा दिए थे। प्रधानमंत्री जी को इस बात के लिए देश की जनता से क्षमा मांगना चाहिए।
उसका जवाब बहनें, माताएं, देश की पब्लिक 2019 में दे चुकी है।